choose the way you see things. And you know what? This is what I always say. At the end of the day, if you're if something or someone is changing you, then you're the one that's losing. It's as simple as that. If something's like you can get affected emotionally and everything, but if you're being the only one that's like having to change, I mean, I'm not saying change is bad, by the way, but I'm just trying to say, if it comes out of spite, if it's always coming out of something negative and, it's changing you for the worse, not for the better, for the worse, then always remember, whatever's changing you, you're losing to that. Okay? Oh my God, why is it going to this again? I'm not very good at these TED Talks. But this is for all the people out here, all my fans, and all the people that are tuning in on this. Oh fuck, man, what was I gonna say again? I hate when my train of thought just disappears. It's and by the way, I've been getting a lot of messages from people that have certain disorders, and they say it's. Oh my God! Now I remember where I was going with this. Fuck. Okay, so what I was trying to say was, and quote me on this, guys, for people out there that suffer similar conditions or the same as mine. When you grow up with something that you have to ultimately live with and you don't completely agree with it and it kind of ruins you, it does get tiring. So I've always set out a mission to find people like me that have almost the exact same type of BPD, and for example, kind of like in the same industry or somewhat, right? What's up, John? Anyway, so for me, right, I always set it out. I don't know. I know a lot of people do this, but I always study people that are like that, and I always try looking for people that have something at least similar, because everyone's a little different. But for me, I've always I needed that reference. I needed that blueprint because I needed to know if they made it out alive, first of all. I needed to know if whatever they were doing, because you can't cure this shit. There is no cure for this. Honestly, there isn't. And it's like, I needed to know what the coping mechanism was for a lot of these people. I really did, because without knowing that, I've already came across a few people that has this, and honestly, it didn't end that well. So for me, I was always kind of struck on the idea of like not having somebody to look up to in that regards, and seeing the better days of what they have that is strikingly similar to what I have. And it just never ended that well. And in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was very discouraged, because I just wanted to know if what I was doing was right, or how I was feeling was okay. I've tried all types of coping mechanism. I've tried everything. You don't even understand. I've tried fucking everything. Therapy does not work, by the way, guys. It does not work with someone like me. What they give me works, like medication, but that puts me to sleep. And it grounds me for a while, but I hate being grounded because I can't be creative. And I know a lot of you will relate to this when I say a lot of times medication, yes, that is probably one of the best sources to help cope with certain manic episodes, but it takes away who you are at the same time. And for some people, they hate that silence, just like myself. But here's the thing. Okay, what I was trying to get at was, so this whole time I was searching for somebody for some type of clearance, right? for some type of assurance that this is all going to be okay, or if there's some way, in some world that this somehow I can end up having like a family, and I end up being happy, right? Like that's just my thing. That was my goal, if there's any way doing that. But the point I was trying to get at, it's different for everyone, okay? I'm just talking about it personally for me, because I've always had a hard time dealing with this. I just never thought I would last until I wouldn't even make it up to how old I am now. I honestly thought I would not make it up to this point. Well, here I am. And honestly, it is getting harder by day. But this is my point. This is what I'm trying to make. So, and this is what my friend said as well. And it really kind of further ensured, it kind of further enhanced that idea, because I started seeing people seeing people's comments, and I started seeing people's messages, and they were saying that like they were pretty much they were saying I was the reference for them. And you know what? And that shocked me, because it really shocked me, because I never really thought I could be the voice. I'm not saying I'm the voice of everyone, but I'm just saying I never thought I could even be the voice of one person that was going through the same thing that I was going through, and have them inspired. Granted, like, what I'm trying to do is that, but it just, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Like, I just never thought that would, I just never crossed my mind. And what I was looking for, to some people, I was that. I have become that. And I'm not trying to be vain here, because I'm not like that. I really don't want to be. But the fact that someone would even say that is just, it really shook me. It took my heart, and it like rewired everything. And I think I finally found my purpose. After all these years of suffering and looking and doing all this, it finally made sense. Like, it's finally, I understand why it's worth it. And thank you so much for people saying that I am something to some of you. It really is flattering, and I think, but at the same, but you know what? Honestly, it really is inspiring. When I say I do a lot of these things for you, I mean it. It's purely for you guys. Like, it's not even for me at this point. It really is for you guys. So, okay. So again, just putting everything into clearance. I found my purpose. I finally found my purpose. I want to be the voice. I mean, like, obviously I can't speak for everyone, but I at least want to have people. I want to be that for people. I want to be that example of, hey, whatever you're going through, don't worry. You can overcome it. There is a way. Like, this is the thing. There is a way. Granted, like, I'm not that old yet. I mean, I am kind of old, but I'm not really like at that point. But I'm just saying, if I could be that person that doesn't end things like completely because of how hard it is, maybe that could be a beacon of hope for people that are going through this. And I know a lot of these people, a lot of you guys that will relate, might think, man, it just gets worse. It's very tiring. Like, why do you have to find a reason to, like, why, like, literally, why do you have to sometimes find a reason to just live? Like, and I'm not trying to be dark and shit here, but like, it literally is that. Like, why do you have to always find like for me, right? Like I don't know why I have to find a reason. I don't know why I wake up, and the first thing I try to think of is how do I distract myself from feeling what I feel. How do I distract myself? Just how do I distract myself so I can make it at the end of the day? Like that is my thing. Like leisure and social, like, you know, like social life, and like it just doesn't, it just doesn't work for me sometimes, and that's why I always distract myself a lot. What? You want to eat? Okay. Sorry. I'm on a bit of a rant here. I think John is giving me this because because I might be saying some shit. But in all story, in summarizing everything, everyone has their own ways of dealing with it. But my thing is this, man. I'll tell you this. There is a way. There is a way to coexist with what you have. It could be anything, but trust me when I say it. There is a way, but you have to be willing to find a way. Like, and this is why it's so hard, because people, if you're a feeler, you will pretty much make a lot of judgments based on your state, your mental state, and more importantly, how you feel at that very present current moment in time. Therefore, you will never know how you feel even 1 hour ahead. You'll never know how you feel in a few days ahead. And that's why this is the thing. We make a lot of our decisions, our thoughts, our scenarios based on how we feel now. It's kind of like asking someone that's like sick, that has a flu, to imagine to go out and go play. You wouldn't want to do that. Like, it's just because of how you feel, like in your current state. But let me tell you, there is a way, and you're not alone. And honestly, like, I can prove it to you, and I'll prove it to you. I promise. Like, that's kind of like a promise I'll keep to you guys. Until then, stick around for the show, right? You can always dip whenever you want, but I mean, that's kind of, honestly, that's always like the easier option. But trust me, you know what they say, it's easy to diet, it's hard to live. But it's a lot, you know what I mean? If you just have to be willing, that's all. It's not that much to ask. You just have to be willing. And I can show you. I don't know how, but just trust me, man. Trust me. You can absolutely own everything. You can, and trust me, you can. You absolutely can. I promise you, you can. So don't ever think. Don't ever think this is as bad as it gets, or it will get worse, and this will be my whole life. No. Don't do that. Because don't put a box on your head. Don't already start putting frames around yourself, honey. Don't. Because you're worth more than that. And if it takes time for you to realize that, then yes, let it take time. Sorry, I'm so fucking chaotic right now. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some Wendy's. Again, it's not a person. It's like, apparently it's somewhere that makes burgers, and for some reason, where they usually put French fries, they put damn chicken nuggets. So anyway, good night. I'm probably gonna eat, and regret it in the morning because I look like marshmallow. Don't worry, I'm good. This is just a normal thing for me. I'm just not allowed to be on live when I'm like this. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit. But not from like any one of my team or anyone like that. I'm probably gonna give a lot of shit to myself. Good night. I love you all. And I can't wait for tour. I really can't wait for tour again. Oh god, the shit that we have prepared. I cannot spoil it, but oh my god, you guys will fucking love it, you know. Good night, everyone. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all. Just stay happy. No, fuck that. You don't have to stay happy. Just do whatever you want. Honestly, whatever makes you feel good, just do it. There's no reason for you not to do it. Most importantly, build a relationship with yourself. Most important, build a relationship with yourself. If you can't build a relationship with yourself, you can't build a relationship with anyone else, alright? I mean, you know what I mean, okay? So, good night. Love you all. And, Wendy's, here I come.